What is up, guys? Tom is back with another Linson's video. Today we are talking Ether Perfumes, but before we get into that, just want to say thank you guys again. It is an honor to be playing on one of those electronic devices, whether it's that cell phone, that tablet, that laptop, that Macintosh, that brand new big screen TV, whether you watch me at home, at work, on a plane, a train, or an automobile. However, wherever you watch me, it is an honor. If you guys are new to this channel, you like what you see, hit the subscribe button, comment, and like. Likes are very, very important. Now, before I get into these fragrances, just going to show you guys a couple stores right here that I shop with, and there is an extra one dedicated to these Ether perfumes, so go check out that store. So let's get into these now. As you guys know, honestly, one of my favorite fragrances, and honestly probably one of the most used fragrances in my collection as of the last couple years, has been this bad boy right here, Ether Perfumes Checkmate. Now, this was supposed to be called Triple Threat because it's a mixture of 3 different fragrances. Tiger, I think, Central 33, and something else. Okay, Lemon Sente, I think it is, or it might be 3 others. But this thing right here, compliments galore. If you guys don't know anything about this, I highly suggest you getting this. But Ether Perfumes, another Middle Eastern brand. Definitely go check out this website, again, etherperfumes.com, because, you know, if you like certain websites like Dua's, Dossier, Alt, Alexandria, okay, you look at some of those fragrance houses, obviously they're well established now, but some of them, besides Dossier, they're kind of expensive for 30 ml, 50 ml, okay? Now, the fragrances I'm going to show you all come in 100 ml size, okay? So 3.4 ounce, okay? Now, these are 3 in the lineup. They have about 20 to 25 different fragrances that you can choose from. Again, these are going to be your inspired by fragrances. Now, again, inspired does not mean exactly like, okay? Clone means exactly like, and even with a clone, most of the time you'll find one thing different. Again, inspired means they took that fragrance, they liked it so much, they were inspired to make something similar. And again, all it takes is a little bit of a less note, maybe one extra note isn't in there, and it's just different, but it still gives you the similarities, okay? So 3 of them right here. Now, again, you guys know I'm cheap, you guys know I've not smelled everything, but I can say that with certainty, okay, these fragrances smell amazing. Okay, we got these that come in these bottles that look similar to what is the fragrances? It's the Miami based fragrances, okay? Rhythm fragrances, okay? You got your Miami rhythm, that rhythm, all that, okay? So you know those ones. These look exactly kind of like that bottle, okay? That same shape. Also, it's got this nice little base right here that kind of intrudes into the bottle. Looks kind of cool. So these are Ether Perfumes. Now, these are more of the more inspired, more oil-based, if you will, higher concentrations, okay? Now, let me just start by saying this real quick before I get into these 3. You are going to need to spray these and let them sit for a while, okay? Because, again, when you are a new company that's just trying to get going, okay, sometimes you're trying to pay the bills, you're trying to make some money, you're not well established, so you can't just have fragrances sitting around, you know, macerating and then drop them, okay? Again, I'm pretty sure PlayStation probably already has PlayStation 6 lined up in the trenches. They just want everyone to buy that 5. 2 years, 3 years later, they're going to upset you and say 6 is better, okay? So that's exactly what happens, okay? With the well-established company, they can do that. But if you are kind of new, you're just trying to get your name out there, sometimes you make a lot of fragrances, you send them out without letting them macerate, but you guys already know the deal. A lot of times with these Middle Easterns, they need to sit a little bit to get a little bit stronger and project, and that is the case with these. So I'm going to show you guys what they are, okay? This one is the Throne, okay? Cool bottle, nice, heavy. It's almost got that Louis Vuitton kind of cap right here. You can't pick these up by the cap, but they are very nice, okay? This is the Throne. This is a clone or inspired by Creed Absolu Aventus, okay? Next up, we have Male Elixr. You guys already know what this one is. Male Elixr, okay? So there you go. And last but not least is Conceited. Think about Conceited. The name Conceited means you think about yourself. So who could that be cloning? YSL, myself, okay? Now, again, you guys know I probably haven't smelled all these. The only one I probably have smelled, and is probably when it first came out, was this myself. The other two, no. Now, I'll admit, I tested all three of these today in my car, and one was the favorite of everyone's, okay? Everyone absolutely loved the Throne, okay? The Throne is kind of pineapple-y, sweet, fruity, little spicy, okay? If you guys already have smelled the real thing, you know what I'm talking about. Some people say it has this little bit of Sauvage Elixir thing going. I really don't get it that much. I really don't get like this super duper dark spice like Elixr gets, but nonetheless, this thing smells good. Very, instead of it being a more like juicy, fresh pineapple, this has a little bit of sweetness to it, okay? Almost like a pineapple that you would get from like a Brazilian steakhouses that been getting on that flames, a little bit of that cinnamon and stuff like that. So nice, spicy pineapple. And again, very, very lovely. Again, this thing is the Throne. Okay, next up, Conceited. This is kind of like your white, floral, very green, very nice. The cool thing about this fragrance is that when you first spray it, you kind of get this almost Aqua Invictus kind of vibe. Once you first spray it, you get this Aqua Invictus vibe. But then after that, it kind of goes green, goes woody. Bless you, babe. But it goes through all that. Honestly, this is my favorite of the bunch. And then last but not least, Male Elixr, okay? This one is called Male Elixr, okay? Now, this one is going to be your date night fragrance. It's going to be sweet. Honestly, this is probably the least of my favorite, and not because it's a bad fragrance, it doesn't project or anything like that, but I'm not too big into the super duper sweet fragrances. And this one has benzoin in it, has tobacco, has tonka bean right there. Those three scent notes right there are pretty much super sweet most of the time. Then you add lavender and mint. Now the cool thing is the mint does kind of cool a little bit of this down, so it's not overly sweet, even though I think it's still very much close. But I'm not gonna lie, this has been on my hand for literally probably 10 hours, and it's still noticeable. This is the Myself, 10 hours, still noticeable. And the Throne, which is right here, which is the Creed Absolu Aventus, still all very noticeable, okay? Now again, sometimes with the higher oil concentrations, it might not project as much because again, the thing with the oil concentration is more to last longer, okay? That's what most people really like the most anyways, because again, if you can smell these on yourself, that's all that really matters at the end of the day. Yes, you like the compliments, but again, the higher oil concentration, you're gonna get longer lasting aroma. So with that being said, again, I did some tests in the car. My favorite is Conceited, so I would say that if you like Conceited or YSL myself, out of the three, that would be my favorite, okay? Followed by the Throne, which is very good, nice pineapple-y fragrance. Again, slightly warm, kind of sweet and spicy. Again, probably think there's some cinnamon in here, but we're gonna see what the wife thinks of these three, see which one she thinks is the best. And again, you guys already know Male Elixr is kind of like a date night fragrance, super sweet, slightly powdery, especially with that mint, and there's lavender at the top. So you guys already know lavender itself sometimes can be kind of potent. So you add that with some benzoin, super sweet, kind of balsamic-y, and then a little bit of that tobacco, which you kind of get the tobacco near the end of the life of the fragrance, okay? It's like kind of a dry, but there's still that subtle sweetness from the tonka bean and everything. But enough with the talk about that. Again, these fragrances do last a long time. Projection is probably about an arm's length worth. Again, higher oil concentration just means it's going to last longer on your skin. That's what we all really like. Okay? Obviously, projection is lovely as well. So if you want that, you just spray a little bit extra on the skin. Now, what you're not going to want to do is spray close to the shirts because it probably will leave an oil stain. So beware of that. Again, these are the Ether Perfumes. Again, very nice bottle. The presentation, you know, it literally just comes in a box, okay? That's all you're gonna get is this box, okay? And it'll tell you, I think right there, it tells you, yep, 100 ml. I think they also I think if you go on the website, because it says your choice on here, your scent choice, I'm not sure if they're talking about you get to pick which one you like, or what they take some suggestions and you can create your own and then they'll ship that out to you. So I don't know. Get a hold of the guy, okay? So here we go. I'm gonna see what the wife thinks of these three and then see what she thinks is the best one, okay? So we will start off. We'll start off with the one that most people chose, okay? This is the throne, okay? This is your Creed Absolu Aventus. Now again, I don't really want to spray on the skin too much because again, as a reviewer, you know, you sort of sometimes run out of skin. Even if you wash, you still got some kind of little scent on there, and just that little bit of scent, you spray something new on, can alter the whole scent. But so we're going to just smell these from the bottle, which they all have a strong smell. Again, that's the throne. What did you think? Good?
That one smells pretty good.
Pretty good. Conceited. Again, this is my favorite of the three. Bright, kind of citrusy, white florals in here. Once you spray it on, you get these nice white florals, which is very nice. What did you think of that one?
That was okay so far. The first one is my favorite.
So she does like this one. Last but not least, this is the Elixr. Again, kind of sweet. More, again, gourmandy, if you will. Benzoin and a little bit of that tonka bean is going to give it that sweetness. There is again some lavender and mint in here, as well as some tobacco. But again, you got to be careful with this one. Even though they don't project super duper loudly, this could be a little bit trouble in the small opening. But of the three, which one did you think was the best?
I'm gonna go with that one.
So she actually went with the male Elixr. Okay, so out of her favorite. Again, scent-wise, okay, this is just the smell. Again, all of these obviously are here for different reasons, okay? You're going to use these in different situations. So you can get all three for less than $50 for a whole 100 ml, okay? So sorry we're not doing all the cool editing tricks where the video goes to a table and you see the bottle sitting up there by itself like it's a king or something like that. We don't have little small crowns just laying around to put on these things, but we do have super duper opinions. And opinions, especially in the fragrance game, is the most important. Because again, all things in fragrance are subjective. Again, one thing I might like, you might not like. Again, what you like, I might not like. So it is all subjective at the end of the day. But all three of those last long. Again, probably 12 plus hours. I'm going to take a shower now, so we will see. But again, this has been 12 hours in the car, out the car, different types of situations, wet hands, washed hands, dried hands, and they're still noticeable, okay, on the skin. And once you spray them on, which I'll do real quick, I'll show you guys one little spray, just so you guys can see that oil concentration as well. So we will do the conceited, which is on this hand. It's my favorite of the three. So let's watch that sprayer in action. Wide distribution, as you can see. And take a look at that. No, that's not going to dry right away. Now, the only reason why it would dry away is because sometimes I like to do the old pat on the neck just to kind of get it going. I know you're going to say you're not supposed to pat fragrances, but that's what I'm doing. Okay, so there you go. So the wife actually just said my, so that means she obviously can smell it. I'm assuming, and she is about a good 7 feet away. So remember I said earlier about a good arm's length. My arms are definitely not 7 feet long, and she is about 7 to 10 feet away. So I guess you can spray these. Okay, I really didn't notice if it was super duper loud and projecting because I sprayed them in the morning, got in the car. And again, sometimes you go nose blind, you let the windows down, you kind of want to air the car out because you're a little choking a little bit. But after that, again, it is quite noticeable throughout the day. You get whiffs of it throughout the day, depending on if you're moving around a little bit, you get those whiffs. You move your hands, you move your arms. And again, one of my favorite spots to spray is right here when you're driving. Boom, boom. Especially if you're having a musty day right there, and you can kind of mask that up a little bit right there, okay? So there you go, Ether Perfumes again. And if you guys didn't know anything about this bad boy, I'm telling you, They still have it. Go check this one out. Again, this is called Checkmate. Again, probably my favorite fragrance in my whole collection. So that should go tell you something, okay? Again, if you don't have that money, you don't have that Creed Absolu Aventus money. You guys know how much that is, $400 or $500. You guys know the YSL myself, very hard to find in the like discounters. So you're looking at least $125. And then male Elixr, again, one of those fragrances you might find and you might not. Again, it's one of those fragrances that are super duper popular, and so if you do find them for a good sale, they'll probably be going just like that. So do yourself a favor, save the money, go shop small brands, okay? Those big brands already have a lot of money. Go spend your money somewhere else, okay? Ether Perfumes, go check them out. Again, less than $50 for a whole 100 ml, so you can get 3 of those, 4, 5, 6, 7 of those, 8 of those, and again, there's like 20 of them. Really expensive fragrances that they're inspired by too. Got some Louis Vuitton and got some Amouage. Got a couple of those there. So go check them out. Ether Perfumes. I'm out.